much debate in Nigeria.
I believe in you.
From the bustling markets of Lagos to the quiet
Thank you.
farmlands of the north,
Thank you so much.
everyone has an opinion. But what are
Dad,
the
you don't
facts?
understand. I
Let's
mean,
look
the
at
one
both
that is
sides.
taking off me
First,
is
critics
you,
argue that the central bank's handling of
Super
exchange rates and inflation
cartoon.
has led to
You
instability.
should have stopped
The
the
frequent
baseball.
devaluation of the
Can't you just
naira
be
has
happy
made
for me?
imported goods more expensive,
Dad,
stretching the average
are you
Nigerian's
drinking?
wallet
You
to its
don't get
limit.
to lecture me,
The central
Miles.
bank's policies have been a double-edged sword.
I know what I'm
On one
doing.
hand, they aim to stabilize the economy, but on the other, they have inadvertently caused a spike in the cost of living. This has particularly affected those who rely on imported goods, making everyday items like food and medicine more expensive. Frequent naira devaluations make imported goods
You were in a
pricier,
really bad car
stretching
accident,
the
Dad.
average Nigerian's wallet.
You went through a
This has led
complex
to a
surgery on you.
situation
The
where many
surgeon barely
families are
saved your life.
struggling to make ends meet as their purchasing power diminishes. Next, there's inflation, especially in food prices. The cost of basic food items has skyrocketed, making it difficult for many Nigerians to afford
You're a
even their
surgeon.
most essential groceries. This has led to increased food insecurity across the
Although
country.
it's technically not ethical
Agricultural
for
productivity
procedures
and
on
supply
the
chain
family.
issues
This was
remain
especially the
unaddressed,
case
pushing many into
operator
food insecurity.
Institute. I'm sure
Fuel
someone had to step
subsidies
in.
slowly disappearing. The removal of these subsidies has led to higher transportation and production costs, which are then passed on to consumers. This shift increases transportation and production costs, burdening low-income households. The ripple effect is felt
Call the
across
cops
many
on me.
sectors, from
No, I
agriculture
didn't.
to manufacturing,
As soon as alcohol
making
was
it harder for
removed, the cops
businesses to
caught me
thrive
cold,
and
so
for consumers to afford basic
take this
goods.
as a good thing, though.
Unemployment rates are another source of
Someone else
concern.
could have gotten
The lack of
seriously
job
hurt.
creation affects
This
a
is a
large
second
youth
chance.
population, leading to higher poverty levels.
You're
Many
right.
young Nigerians are left without
Let's go.
opportunities,
And I
forcing
would
them to
like
seek
Sam to check on
alternative,
you.
often
Please
precarious
remember
means of
that.
livelihood.
This
The
is a
lack
new
of job
beginning.
creation affects a large youth population, leading to higher poverty levels. This has a cascading effect on society, contributing to increased crime rates and social unrest. Now for the good news. Despite these challenges, there are initiatives aimed at addressing these issues. The government has launched several programs to boost agricultural productivity, improve infrastructure, and create jobs. Some initiatives aim to address these issues, but critics say they're not enough. While these programs have shown some promise, they are often hampered by bureaucratic inefficiency and lack of funding. Structural reforms in agriculture and manufacturing are still needed. These sectors have the potential to drive economic growth and reduce poverty, but they require significant investment and policy support. In summary, APC's economic policies have both supporters and detractors. While some argue that these policies are necessary for long-term stability, others believe they are exacerbating poverty and hunger. What's your take on it? The debate is far from over, and it's crucial for every Nigerian to stay informed and engaged. Your voice matters in shaping the future of our
You're
country.
probably wondering
Remember,
why I'm
subscribe
asking
to
you this
Maranatha
here.
Global TV, like,
But we
comment,
wanted to
and
ask
hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video.
Did you appreciate our
Stay tuned for more in-depth analyses and discussions on the issues that matter most to you.
Oh my gosh. I would be honored.
Thank you. Thank you for always believing in me, Mr. Wilson.
Of course. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Bosito. Bosito. 멋있죠?
Look, I get that when you publish a video, you have high expectations and you put it out there, and maybe it just doesn't get a lot of views, or maybe it doesn't get the views you want. If you're one of these folks that you're publishing and you feel like, I'm just not getting views, I think this video will help you. I want to show you why you should never, ever give up on a video. YouTube has said they don't give up on video. We have these expectations, maybe unrealistic. Maybe we're basing our expectations on what somebody else's video.
Energy supplies don't want you to know about this trick to warm up houses for practically zero cost. This space heater is being called the Tesla of heaters. It can warm up a freezing cold room from 7 degrees to 20 degrees in minutes without installations and expensive electricity bills. This powerful heater was created by Mike Saunders and Robert Jones, two ex-engineers from one of the biggest technology companies in the world. They wanted to provide an effective, safe, and affordable way to heat homes without the big costs. So after years of research and testing, they created
videos have done and somebody else's channel has done. And then maybe we just had a good video pop off and we think they're all going to do that. The reality of it is you could have a viral video. You may have one that just pops off and grows like crazy. I hope you have that. The reality of it is, though, the way YouTube works, it may take a while for your videos to take off. Now, sometimes they may just not take off. Some videos just do what they're going to do. This video is all about showing you how one of my videos took time to find the audience. I want to show you what happened to it over time, and hopefully this will help you think about through your views and things like that, and just give things time. Okay, the video of mine I'm going to show you is this one called 3 Easy Ways to Share Big Video Files with Anyone for Free. Now, a quick little backstory of that. This video came out of an idea from a friend of mine. He was trying to send some big files, and he was like, how do I do it? And I don't want to spend any money. And I knew of some ways, so I thought, well, you know, that's a great question. There was a video topic. I did a little research. People were looking for that, so I did this video. Now, did I have any idea what would happen to it over time? Heck no. And that's the beauty. Sometimes you just don't know. So let me explain just a little bit about how YouTube works. So I think the common belief, and I've probably thought this for a long time, is we publish our videos and YouTube just pushes our videos out there to everybody on the World Wide Web and YouTube world and says, hey, you know, check out this new video, check out this, and we think it's great, you ought to watch it. But it doesn't work that way. YouTube is all about the viewer and the viewer satisfaction. And there's so many things that go into this. So when you log on to YouTube, doesn't matter whether it's on your mobile or your TV or your iPad or your desktop, whatever it is, then YouTube is pulling videos that they think you might be interested in based on your watch history, based on other people in your kind of your circle of likeness and watch history, what they think you might be interested in. And it's also based on what you've watched before and what you liked about it. So there's a lot that's there, but they're not pushing our videos. They're pulling videos that they think you might be interested in, whether it's by searching. You go to the search bar on YouTube and you type something in, and they're going, oh, this is now specifically what you might be looking for. And if you want to test this theory, the next time you go to YouTube, just watch a video, maybe off topic. Let's say you're not even into, sleeping in a van in a parking lot. I'm making up something. Watch a few videos, and the next time you get on YouTube, YouTube will show you some of those because they think maybe you're interested. So the video we're talking about was actually published on October 24th, 2022. It was about how to send large files via email. But I think you've got to really remember the date of that. that it was October 24th, 2022. Now, if we jump ahead to the recording of this video to date has gotten right at 72,000 views. You like to note under that, it's 71,400 more than usual. It's got 2,200 watch hours and has gained over 225 subscribers. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot of views, and I'm happy with that. But if we go back and we look at that graph one more time, it wasn't that way from the very beginning. This video is all about never giving up. Now, every video for any creator, I don't care what size, starts with 0. Whatever video you produce next, it's going to start with 0 views until it grows. And personally, I've never seen a video on any channel that's never had any views, as long as it's public. Remember, you have to have it public to make sure that it counts. And if you want to know a little bit more about how public and private and unlisted works, I did a video on that. There's a link down below. This video started out with 0 views. Now check this out. This is the first 90 days, and it only had 96 views. But still, it says typically in that period, at that time, I was doing 150 to 400 views. So think about it. In 3 months, it had done 96 views. And again, going on the theme that YouTube does not give up on a video, let's jump ahead 1 year. Now keep in mind, this video was published in October 24th, 2022. If we go back to the timeline and we jump ahead 1 year, it's got 2,228 views.
Stop. Ça, c'est des produits mineurs. Si tu fais du commerce aujourd'hui, ça sert à rien. Alors, arrête de chercher des produits mineurs comme si on était en 2018. T'en fais pas non plus. Alors, c'est des publicités Facebook. Avec un peu de chance, t'as pas encore perdu 500 € dans ton testing produit. C'est pas entier. Arrête de faire ton site sur Shopify. Ce n'est pas utile. Des milliers d'entrepreneurs ont déjà tenté exactement la même stratégie. Ça n'a pas fonctionné. Arrête de croire aux finesses magiques. Tu vas juste faire ton argent et ton temps. Arrête de penser que tu vas finir par trouver le produit mineur qui change ta vie. Arrête. Si ces méthodes marchaient actuellement, tu ne serais pas là en train d'écouter cette vidéo. Les personnes qui te conseillent de trouver un produit mineur, faire de la publicité Facebook et de créer un site sur Shopify, qui ne sont clairement pas des personnes qui ont créé des sites e-commerce à succès ces dernières années. Et ces personnes-là, à part te faire ressortir des méthodes de 2018 qui ne fonctionnent plus, ne t'apprendront jamais à créer un site e-commerce rentable. Dommage, parce que quand tu sais comment faire, ça peut aller très vite. Comme pour Hugo. Parce que Hugo, quand il est passé à l'action pour lancer une boutique, il a commencé par payer un thème Shopify à 350 € pour faire un joli site. Ça lui a rapporté 0 €. Ensuite, il allait chercher des produits winners avec des méthodes obsolètes. Ça lui a rapporté 0 €. Et après, il s'est dit qu'il allait lancer des et Facebook Ads, ça lui a rapporté 0 € et il a perdu 500 €. Et maintenant, Hugo, il a créé sa boutique de commerce, il fait des ventes régulièrement et il est très heureux comme ça. Comment est-ce que je fais ça? Parce que Hugo, c'est un de mes premiers élèves et ses compétences, c'est moi qui lui ai appris. Mais Hugo, il n'est pas seul. Tu sais pourquoi? Parce que là, c'est Patrick. Et Patrick, il est capable de lancer une nouvelle boutique et d'être rentable plus rapidement que 97% des commerçants. Comment est-ce que je fais ça? Parce que Patrick, c'est aussi moi qui lui ai appris ses compétences. Qu'est-ce que toutes ces personnes ont en commun? C'est simple, elles ont toutes suivi une méthode étape par étape, créée par quelqu'un qui a déjà atteint l'indépendance financière avec l'e-commerce. Je m'appelle Benjamin et j'ai aidé une centaine d'entrepreneurs à développer une business en ligne. La chose que toutes ces personnes ont en commun, c'est qu'elles ont toutes commencé par une formation gratuite que j'ai créée. Cette formation, tu peux la regarder dès maintenant. Si tu es sur ton portable, clique sur le lien en haut à droite. Si tu es sur ton ordinateur, clique sur le lien en bas à gauche. Pour développer des boutiques e-commerce rentables, tu n'as pas besoin d'être ingénieur en informatique ou d'un marketing. Surtout, tu n'as pas besoin d'avoir un produit miracle. C'est beaucoup plus simple que ça. Alors, facilite-toi la vie et clique en haut à droite si tu es sur ton portable et en bas à gauche si tu es sur ton ordinateur. Tu pourras suivre la formation que Hugo et Patrick, ainsi que toutes les personnes que tu vois ici, ont suivi. Ce sont des personnes qui ont des sites e-commerce qui marchent super bien aujourd'hui et je vais te montrer comment faire exactement la même chose. Je te dis à tout de suite dans la formation.
Choisissez des verres de Violaine Zeiss et la science vous dira merci. En tant qu'entreprise détenue par une fondation, Zeiss investit dans la recherche scientifique. Ces produits sont des dispositifs médicaux.
Views. That's a lot of views. But keep in mind, as of the recording of this, it's at 72,000. The reason I'm showing you this is because even a year into this video, compared to where it's going to go, which I didn't have an idea, look how many views it has. So you have to give things time on YouTube to grow. Now, remember I said a friend of mine actually prompted the idea for this video. He was just asking me, we were messaging back and forth, but I also did a little research to see what people were looking for. So that's kind of leaning into search, looking for what they're looking for. Again, having no idea that this video would blow up over time, but something interesting happened, and check this out. So this is traffic sources, and you'll have it too. It may just take time to get it based on the video you're doing. But if you notice, The number one is external, followed by YouTube search, then suggested videos, then direct or unknown, and browse features and others. So just so you know, browse is what you get when you log into YouTube. So anytime you log into YouTube on any device and you see all these videos, that's considered browse. Suggested will be the videos that come up after a video. Now, I'll be honest, search is great, but browse and suggested, if you can get videos there, that's even better. So here's what ended up happening. This video got picked up by Google, who owns YouTube. And that's something that can happen sometimes, and it can explode your growth. Not always, but it can be. So what ended up happening is Google started picking this up. And at one point, if you went to Google and you typed in something similar to this, my video would show up number one. Well, think about this. People are on Google. They're looking for ways to send big files, free, all those words they're looking for. If YouTube has a video that fits that criteria, they're going to show it. And they're always going to show it from YouTube. And so what ended up happening is it became my video they were showing, which then accounted for over almost 50% of the traffic, which overtook YouTube search. Okay, so remember the views right now are sitting at 72,000 with 2,200 hours of watch time. So how is it still doing? This is real time. I grabbed this right as I went to record this. In the last 48 hours, this video has gotten 458 views. And then it even shows you where the search is. YouTube search now is taken over from external. How does that happen? I don't know. I know, but I just want you to show, even 2 years after publishing, this video is getting 458 views every 2 days. Now, here's some other things you ought to know about the video is the thumbnail that you see on there is the thumbnail I started with. The title is the title I started with. So I came up with a thumbnail. Is it a great thumbnail? I don't know. I actually kind of liked it, but it was the thumbnail I went with, the title I went with. I never changed either one. And another little side note to this is I've had several businesses reach out to me because they're into the business of sending large files and storage and things like that. And they're like, hey, do you want to see our product? Do you want to do a sponsorship and things like that? I don't think any of them ever worked out. But the point is, people saw the video, sponsors and brands saw the video, probably from Google, maybe even from YouTube, and it could have led to other deals too. So as you'll see on this graph, you never know when a video is going to take off. Just imagine if I had deleted it or unpublished it at a year in and watch it grow and grow and grow and grow. The key is don't give up on your videos. Don't delete. You never ever know when the video you're doing is going to hit the right people. When YouTube finds the person that they really think needs it, and then it can grow, and then you have to determine, what is success or not. So I really hope this helps you, because the best thing you can do is just create videos and get your gifts out there for the World Wide Web.
You're the HR manager, and everything is fine. Someone miscalculated payroll in Japan by 30 million yen.
This is fine.
Your CTO wants
So one of the things I've seen people ask in the comments is, how do you actually start a YouTube channel? A few years ago, I actually produced an online course about how to start a YouTube channel. And I don't know, after a couple of years, I just decided to take it down. But then I keep seeing the questions and people wondering about it. People like maybe you that want to start and you haven't started. So I thought, you know what? Let's pull it out, dust it off, which is kind of hard to do with digital video. I hope this helps you a lot, and there's some links and everything down in the description to check as well. So here you go, how to start a YouTube channel right now. Now, one thing I really think you need to do is before you ever start creating your channel, know the basic guidelines of what is and is not allowed. I mean, you don't want to start a channel and then just have it taken down. So one of the takeaways will be a link to the YouTube community guidelines, and you really ought to go over those before you ever start. Okay, so we are at youtube.com, and by the way, I have it on dark mode. You can change it to light mode, so it's really up to you. You want to go to sign in. Now, if you've already created a Gmail account, you would just enter your email there. If you haven't, you want to click create account. I recommend business because you can do more with it. And then you type in all your information here, first name, email address. And remember, this email address will be the email address associated with that YouTube channel. So make sure you use the one that you want associated with that channel. Okay, so now that you've signed in or created your account, whichever one, you'll come back to your YouTube channel and you'll notice it's just going to give you your initial to whatever you entered. I entered Kevin Colby. And when you want to go here, and you can go to your channel, even though we haven't really started one yet, but we can start there. So let's do that. And it's created the channel because we haven't given it a name or anything. So there's a couple of ways to get to it, but we're going to go customize channel. Okay, so I'm just going to go through each one of these briefly, just so you'll get a better idea of what everything is. And again, we're still in the dashboard. I haven't changed anything here. Content. So this is one way you can upload videos. You can come here, click content, and upload a video. And when you do, it'll go through the process. Now, you also have the option here, upload videos, go live. And there's some steps you have to do to be able to do this. Now, eventually over time, you'll have access to other things like stories and community posts. But for now, this is pretty much it. It doesn't really matter whether you do here or you do here, it's the same thing. Playlists, those are actually, just think of it as grouping a bunch of videos together, and you won't have anything there for a bit, but when you do, they will show up here. Analytics, you will get analytics on your channel, and you can also go deeper into each video. You'll be able to see everything from content. YouTube now, again, there's nothing here now, but YouTube breaks everything out now from a post to a short to a video at the time of doing this. I think even live as well. You'll see your audience, a certain amount of time, like the subscribers' watch time, the age and gender, even countries they're coming from, and research. This is fairly new. Hey there, first interruption. So one of the things that has changed is, you notice it right there. It now says inspiration. It used to say research, and it was just kind of okay. They've recently changed it to inspiration. I think it is a ton better. There's so much you can do with it. You can type in a search and other things like that. It gives you what other people are looking for. And if you're just starting out, I don't know how much of that you're going to have, but over time, it's really cool. I've done a whole different video on that. I'll link to that down below, but it's right there, and it's now called inspiration and not research. Comments. Now, right now, you don't have any comments, but eventually this is where they'll show up, hopefully, and you can filter here by different things. Contains questions, public subscribers, subscriber count. You can also go here for held for review, and this is huge because YouTube will actually put comments here that if you said, yeah, don't put anything on with a link, if it's hateful stuff, if it's some things you've added, and they'll be here for you to decide, ooh, I don't want that, or I want to report that comment, or they accidentally put it there and you can allow it. And then mentions, as you're on there longer, if you get mentioned on other channels, they show up there. Copyright. So this is really cool that if somebody uses your content, now it may be that they've gotten the rights to, or they did and you don't mind. YouTube is smart enough, they'll know that. They'll actually tell you exactly the channel and everything that's using your content, and you can request it to be removed. If you want to, that's up to you. Okay, let's talk about monetization. Now, you're not going to have to worry about this for a while, and it could be fairly quick, or it could take a long time. But to be monetized, to be part of the YouTube Partner Program, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. It's possible. I forgot when I got monetized, but I've been monetized a while. I've been in the Partner Program. It's really nice. You can make AdSense dollars, and it just opens up other opportunities. But you can always check here, and they'll tell you exactly where you are. And then when you get monetized, then they'll email you and walk you through the process. And I gotta say, it's pretty exciting. Now, something else I really love about YouTube, and I'll be honest, I don't use it as much as I should, but it comes with a built-in audio library, not just music, but also sound effects. Now, I'm going to strongly encourage you to read their agreement, the terms and conditions, before you download it, because this is really about using audio on YouTube. So it's not about downloading this and using it somewhere else or using it in a commercial or something like that. But if you wanted to use this song right here in your video, you can download it, and it's free and there's no copyright strikes. Same things with sound effects. So just keep that in mind. You get that for free as part of your free account. When you actually start creating, this is where it will always bring you. So you're always going to start at your dashboard, which you'll notice right over here. So, and I'm using desktop. I just find desktop is easier to use. So we're going to go here to customization. Now you won't have anything here. So what I would come to is basic information. Now remember, this is where your channel name, whatever you came up with, I just called it Kevin Colby New Channel. It didn't really matter. This is where you can enter whatever information you want to. This is kind of default at this point. This is my new channel about YouTube and my life. But what I would recommend is just putting information here. It can be as little or as much as you want. Links here do not work, but you can put any information here. You have different language. This is your URL, and this cannot be changed until you get at least 100 subscribers. Okay, another update is right there. Notice it says handle. So what YouTube did is they assigned everybody a handle. It's always going to be an @ It's actually not a bad thing because it's supposed to help on people doing spoof and fake channels. You can change this as well. The default is going to be your channel name. So whatever you call it, that'll be the handle. Just know you can change it. And I think it says like you have 14 days to change it again or something like that. And it doesn't matter what channel size you are, you'll have this option as well. And then you can add links. So for example, you may want to add a link to your website. And you would just put in website right there. And then you would put the URL. And I tell you what, I will go ahead and add my link. Contact information. Don't use the email address you signed up for. Don't use your Gmail that you use to create the your channel. You don't have to use any email, but I use my business email address here because this is public and people can see it, and you never ever want that email to be shown. The important thing is when you have everything the way you want it, make sure you always hit publish. Publish is the same thing as save. Okay, a little bit about the layout here. Now, again, assuming you don't have any videos yet to upload, and I'll show you how to upload a video, you're not going to have anything here. This is the default. YouTube always makes one of your playlists. Technically, these are playlists. They make it as a default on your channel. Short videos, they're just going to assume that you want to do shorts, whether you do or not. You can add sections. Again, you won't have that option yet. Sections are just nothing more than playlists and some other things you can add. Over time, you can add a trailer. So if you do a video about, hey, welcome to my channel, and we do health tips for unhealthy people or whatever, you can add that there. And then people that haven't subscribed will see that video here. And then you can add a different one for returning subscribers. You do not have to use either one of these. Sometimes I will do this. If it's a newer video, I want to get a little bit more traction to. And the branding tab. Now, this is where you're going to upload a couple of things. And we'll talk about that in a minute about what these specific things are. But your picture is always going to be, it's very, very small, and it'll be beside your channel name. So if you've ever been to YouTube and you see people commenting or you're scrolling, that's what it is. If you put a logo here, be very careful because this is very small, so you want to make sure it's readable. I usually recommend your picture, and again, make sure it's not dark. It wasn't shot on a dark background. Your banner image, also called cover art. And they tell you how big everything should be. I would use Canva for this. You can pay somebody to have it done. There are certain things you're going to have to do to get more access on YouTube. So just create something here to get started. And the watermark is totally up to you, but you could create a file and it's very small. And what happens is it will always appear on the videos, and if somebody hovers over it, it will launch a subscribe button. Or if you've already subscribed, it will say subscribe. All right, so let's now go to settings. And this is where you can add a lot of things to your channel to control it, to protect it. You can do this first. You don't have to do the other stuff first. In fact, maybe we should have started here, but it pretty much knows where you are, but you can change your currency if you wanted to. I'm in the US. Here's your channel. Keywords, if you want to add keywords, you could. I mean, like I'm a video creator. So I can add that, I'm a content creator. And this just kind of helps YouTube know a little bit more about your content. Beyond that, I would worry about it. Advanced settings. Now this is very important. You need to decide, is your channel made for kids or not? If you're doing a channel made for kids, you're going to be limited in what you can do. Like you can't have comments and you can't have ads on the channel. But if it is made for kids, you need to check that. So like, for example, mine is never made for kids. Doesn't mean kids can't see it, but I am not creating content for kids. Now, if you have a Google Ads account, you want to link the account. That's free and easy to set up. I would always leave this checked. It comes undefaulted. It comes defaulted checked. I leave that on. This is a personal thing. Allow viewers to clip my content. So this basically allows anybody on YouTube to go in and clip, not download, but clip, I think it's up to 60 seconds. I'm not really sure, and it may have changed. And then they can share that on YouTube. The beauty is it always points back to your channel. So now let's look at feature eligibilities. And again, you may decide to do all this first before we do all the other stuff, and that's okay. In fact, it might not be a bad idea to do all this first. So when you sign up for your channel and you get your channel, you're automatically given the right to upload videos, create a playlist, add collaborations with collaborators to playlists, and even add videos to existing playlists. And you don't have any community strikes because you haven't started yet, right? But these are other ones that you want to do. So if you want access to change your thumbnail, to live stream, to appeal content ideas, which is huge, and let's say you post longer videos, then you need to do this. It's very simple. You just want to verify your phone number, and you can get a call or a text. It'll come from Google, and when you do, then you're good to go. Now, there's one more thing that we ought to talk about, and it's this third one, advanced features. There's a lot of things here you can look at, but basically you have this one when you sign up. You have to get this one before you can get this one. This is really about doing more things daily, and external links and video descriptions. You probably want to do this, so just go ahead and access features. And if you notice there, whichever one you use, it's just going to take a little bit of time to do. So just keep that in mind. So I'm back in settings, and now I'm on the upload defaults section, and this will save you a ton of time. So every time you upload a video, you give it a title. Now, I don't put anything here because I'm always going to add the title. And if you don't put anything here when you upload a video, it will automatically carry the name or put the name of the file here. Description. So just imagine you wanted a bunch of information here every time, like, hey, thanks for watching and subscribe to the channel, and here's the gear I use, and if you want to book a coaching session. If you put all of this here, whenever you upload a video, it's automatically there, and this will save you a ton of time. This is where you choose the visibility for your video. I always recommend at least unlisted or public or private when you upload it, because if you leave it public, the minute you hit save and upload, it's public. Private, only you can see the private one. There's a way to do a password. It's a pain. Unlisted, only people with the link can see this, and then public, anyone can. So I always recommend unlisted. Tags, it's really up to you. YouTube isn't putting that much emphasis on tags anymore, so you can put your name there, it really doesn't matter. Advanced settings. So this is something you can do that you can just allow YouTube to do it, and they can add automatic chapters to your video if they want to, or you can do it yourself. I usually just leave this checked. Sometimes I add it manually, sometimes I don't. I wouldn't bother with any of this except that your category, I usually choose education. I haven't found that any of this matters yet, so I wouldn't stress too much about that. And you have to make this decision. Like, my content has never aired on television in the US, so I leave that there. This is really, really important. Comments. You can choose to allow all comments, and these are actually on your videos. You can choose to allow all comments, hold potentially inappropriate comments, which is what I would recommend. And I would also click increase strictness. Hold all comments or disable. Now keep in mind, if you're a channel made for kids, you don't have this option. It's going to be disabled. I think this is a huge risk. I would recommend this right here. And if you remember when we looked under comments and it said held for review, if somebody comments and YouTube thinks that for any reason that that's not good, they will put it under there. So by clicking this is huge because there are spammers and bots on YouTube. So I would choose that. And show how many viewers like the video. That's totally up to you. And when you're done, you hit save. Now, I haven't finished anything, so we're not going to hit save. If you back out now, nothing will be saved. Permissions, this is where you can add people to help manage the channel, be a part of the channel. This is also another advantage to being a brand account, business account. So that's, again, totally up to you if you want to invite more people. Community, you can add moderators, approved users, hidden users. Like I have a bunch of users here that just they're spammers or for whatever reason that they will never ever appear on my channel. And block words, you can add a lot of block words. I do. It's always a little uneasy when you have to type these words out, but it helps YouTube block those words from comments. And a lot of this is what this is designed to. Block links, I would absolutely 100% leave this clicked and leave this on, because if somebody drops a link, puts a link in one of your comments and it goes to a bad site or something like that, you are responsible for that. So I would leave that there. And then on defaults, again, this is what will always happen every time you upload. You have the opportunity to change it, but it just shows you what it is. And then eventually creator demographics, there's a survey here if you want to take it. And agreements, you won't have any right now, but as you get into the partner program and stuff, those things show up here. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to upload a video. Now you can upload multiple videos at a time, but let's just assume this is your very first one. Something I want to show you though first, it goes all the way back to upload defaults. Now I've gone on and put some things in here just to show you how much time this is going to save you. But when you upload, and you have anything in the defaults here, when you upload, all of this information will automatically be in the description of the video. Now, if you notice here, I typed in my website link because until you have that third part verified on your channel, it will not allow links here. Otherwise, you could just have a link right there. So we're going to close that. You can do upload video here or create. It turns out the same. I'll just do this. And I'm going to drag it over. And it all depends on how big your file is, your internet connection, on how long it will take to upload. This sample video I did is very small. Now, if you remember, I said whatever you call the file name. So if you notice, I just called it my first ever video. That's the automatic title here. But we can call it anything else at any time. We don't have to do this. Here's the description. Remember, I just showed you. All of a sudden, that's there. It's kind of processing right now. So you want to scroll down. Playlist. This is where you can create playlists if you want. We don't have any right now. This is the things I showed you earlier about, yes, you know, this is again from what we set in the settings. Paid promotion. If you have anything paid in there, you must disclose it. Automatic chapters. Places. You know, I turn this off. From what I understand, they're experimenting with restaurants. You can add tags if you want. And again, these are things that we set up earlier. Allow embedding, that's up to you. I would leave this right here because as you get subscribers, they get notified. Allow people to sample, that's your decision. Remember where we did all that earlier. So I'm done. I want to hit next. Add subtitles, in screen. We can do all that later. And copyright, no, nothing found. Now I have a monetization step there you won't have yet. And visibility. Now, again, this is what we chose. We can change it here. You can schedule it. I'm not going to do anything right now. I'm going to hit save. And it's there. Okay, so we've uploaded our first video. This is where you find it, content. Now, as you upload more videos, they'll keep populating here. We'll always put the most recent upload here. Now, a couple of things. Visibility, remember we chose unlisted. You can always change that here. There's no restrictions. It shows you the date you uploaded it. Now, the date will change on what YouTube considers published on the date you make it public. So I may upload something on this date and then not make it public for a year, and that's what YouTube considers the public view. That's when the analytics kick in. When you get views and content, you can see it here in your ratio of likes and dislikes. So this is where we want to go in and tweak some things. So if you notice, right there's the title that it automatically pulled in from this one. So now let's say we want to change this to Hello YouTube. This is the description. You can always add to it. So what if I wanted to say, now keep in mind, this is what pulls in, including my misspelling. This is what pulled in the default, but I can say, in this video, I say, hey to the world. I mean, whatever you want to say. I think it is somewhat important to put here a little bit about what your video is about. These are the frames that it pulls in. These are automatic. You cannot choose these, but you can upload a custom thumbnail. So I created a thumbnail. Here we go. This is the thumbnail I created in Canva. And when I hit save, you'll see it in just a minute. Okay, something else that has changed since I did that course has to do with your thumbnail. So reselect. Now, these are the frames that YouTube will automatically pull. They're from random from your video. I've never been able to figure it out. If you don't want to do a thumbnail, you can use one of those. You might want to do a thumbnail, but you have that option. So that's what it looks like now. The other option is upload a file. So if you've got your thumbnail, like I show you in this video, you'll see that remains the same. And then you have test and compare. And what happens is when you do test and compare, this is really cool. You can upload up to 3 thumbnails. And that's what I've been doing some. And I just changed slight things. You can do it however you want, but you would upload the thumbnails here. You can do 2, you can do 3. And then when you're ready, you hit done. And then what happens is YouTube will automatically test those thumbnails, and they're looking for the thumbnail for your video that gets the most views. And then after a certain amount of time, they're going to say, this is the thumbnail we think you ought to go with. You can override it. Personally, I'm going to go with what they say. If you have playlists, this is where you can actually add playlists here. And again, you get into the kids and stuff like that. This is all defaulted. So I'm going to go ahead for now and just put save. And if you notice, it saved the thumbnail. Now, eventually you'll get analytics for the video. There's nothing here because we haven't really published it yet. You can go in here and see comments. If there's any helpful review, you would find them there. And the subtitles, which YouTube generates, automatically generates subtitles. I would personally just let it go with that. End screen. This is where you can add something to the end of your video. Now, since there's no other videos here, there's nothing really I can add, but you will be limited to, you can't do a link until you're in the partner program, but you could add another video here, a playlist, subscribe. Just know you have those options. So really, we're done at this point. So you've just uploaded your video and you've added a custom thumbnail. So if we back out, notice it's right there. It's saying that there's no videos, but there is a video because remember it's set to unlisted. So if you wanted to go back to your YouTube Studio, you go right back up here, you hit YouTube Studio, it'll go back. Remember, it always defaults to here. There's your content. If I change this, well, I tell you what, let me go back in to show you something. You actually can schedule it. So I could schedule it for, I forgot how long YouTube allows you to do it, but if you do that, you can pick the date, the time, you can set it as a premiere. I usually don't do premieres, but let's just go ahead and make it public for right now. We're gonna do that. Remember to hit save. And we're gonna go back to our channel, and there's our video right there under uploads. I don't have any playlists now, but this is where they would show up. If you subscribe to other channels or feature them, you can put it there. So congratulations, you've got a YouTube channel with a brand new video and everything. And keep in mind, you can always customize, manage videos. If you hit customization here, customize channel, it will take you back to this layout. All right, I wanted to show you in customization when you get to your branding. So like this was where you want to put a photo of yourself or your business or something like that. Keep in mind it's going to be very small. I just created this because I thought it was kind of funny. You have a chance to crop it. And right now, anytime I would share my videos or they come up on YouTube, it's always going to have this picture here. I also created a banner image. Now, again, I just did something really simple in Canva. What I like about this is they will show you exactly what it's going to look like. This is the area I would really concentrate on. So, I didn't worry about sizes and everything for this. But if you have your photo and your photo is this big, it's going to get cut off. And I'll show you in a minute what it's going to look like. I'm going to hit done. I'm going to fill with a watermark. Remember, you always want to hit publish. And it may take a second. And when it does, it's going to tell you go to channel, view channel. It's the same thing. And look at it. There we go. So that's your photo. So whenever and only you see this because you're logged in, right? Whenever I share my video on YouTube or it pops up in the feed, it's always going to pop up as Kevin Colby new channel with the dog photo. And there's the cover art. So you notice if I had anything bigger, it would not show up. We go to the about section, you're going to see what we typed in there. And if I had other links there as well. Okay, I realize that may have been a lot of information. So feel free to like run it back or pause it or whatever you need. I hope it really helps you to just start your YouTube channel and start creating and just sharing your gifts with the World Wide Web. There's links down below to some other things, some other videos. Check those out. Let me hear any questions down in the comments. And again, I so appreciate you being here. Have a great today.
Et voilà le travail. Planifier sa semaine devient facile avec Picnic. Ensemble, nous créons le menu qui vous ressemble pour vous livrer tous les ingrédients dont vous avez besoin, ni plus ni moins. C'est moins cher et moins de stress. Avec les recettes prêtes à cuisiner Picnic, planifiez vos repas de la semaine en 1 minute. Essayez pour voir.
Sensibilité dentaire, ne souffrez plus. Soulagez la douleur en un geste avec l'extrait parivient. Il protège instantanément les zones sensibles, soulage la douleur durablement et aide à prévenir la récession gingivale. Dispositif médical. Soulager la douleur en un geste.
If you're ready to start making videos and really dive into YouTube, but you struggle with
Et la douleur en un geste.
If you're uploading videos to YouTube and you're not getting the views that you want, or maybe. Et puis,
Creators have to realize this FTC is coming for creators. According to the FTC, you need to disclose so extensively. Make sure, right, if it's on YouTube, toggle the paid promotions button. You need to.
and in this episode of the Think Media Podcast, we're going to be talking about the legal side of YouTube. We're going to be talking about some things that every creator needs to know so that they don't get sued and don't get in trouble.
This is the beauty and nightmare of living in the US, right? You can sue and be sued by anyone. So if you don't have an LLC up that veils, that protects you, then your personal assets might get touched.
What are creators What's this? Are you crazy? Are you mad? Are you insane? What do you ever think you are? Who did you have to come and kiss my baby like that? The next time I try this, I'm going to deal with you. Get out!
It's okay.
You know what? Just you can drink, okay? Just you can drink.
Everyone. Ha. Do you know it was yesterday I saw someone comment on the tweet by Sunday that the new I don't know say something spokesperson Sha, one of those people was watching Tinubu. So I just noted because I was on translate, I already was but just now I actually went to go and check what tweet this particular tweet, but there was a video that he put out and my mouth is open. It's as if when you use your hand to buy what will kill you. Like that's what Tinubu did with this Sunday Daddy. Because he's there to destroy whatever, to further shred whatever. If there's any doubt anybody had that Tinubu had anything, it's as if this Sunday Daddy is just there to smear, destroy, and whatever it is. I cannot understand. You went to carry this one is like stealing now. You went to carry video that the Prime Minister of India did on his visit to Nigeria and visit to Tinubu. You carry his own video done by him, put out by him, by his people, by his team. Meanwhile, you are supposed to be a team. Hey! You yourself, you're supposed to be a team that would have done all of these things. You know that thing that Daniel Boala said that even if you give people 30 years, it won't be a bit. Daniel Boala is very right on that thing. There's nothing. Tinubu is looking for slaves that will be kissing his feet and using their forehead to touch his feet. That's all. He doesn't even mind whether the people whatever they shred him or whatever. You use your hand and employ someone that is ready to further carry you down. How you think competing with another guy? Or what am I even saying? That's what Tinubu thinks is work. That's how Tinubu likes it. Otherwise, they won't be doing it. Because I can't even imagine. The first thing he's the one that came to visit. He came to visit you in your media team they don't have that can do that whole thing and edit it and make a 1 minute, video of it or whatever. Hey, ow, he's crazy. Now, those people outside, they don't know the difference between Tinubu and the rest of us Nigeria. They will categorize us as the same thing. Anyway, you so I do not say I talk too much here. Please watch this video.
17 years के बाद भारत के प्रधानमंत्री की ये यात्रा है। मेरे लिए खुशी की बात है कि मेरे तीसरे टर्म मुझे प्रारंभ में ही नाइजीरिया आने का अवसर मिला है और आपके भव्य स्वागत का, मेजबानी का सौभाग्य मिला। तो विश्वास है कि आज की हमारी वार्ता से हमारे संबंधों में नया अध्याय जुड़ेगा और हम मिलकर वैश्विक स्तर पर ग्लोबल साउथ की प्राथमिकताओं को उजागर करते रहेंगे और हमारे संयुक्त प्रयासों से सफलता भी मिलेगी। मैं इस सम्मान को विनम्रता और भारत नाइजीरिया की गहरी मित्रता को
I know this thing, YouTube is always having copyright issue. I don't know if they don't even copyright that thing. First of all, just listen to. Hey, and he said unstoppable Nigeria, incredible India. So there was nobody that had. I used to sit down and I would think, I'm like, when people say, oh, we want to be president of president, I say, you will think president is more, have the kind of people that you. I would have better have just carry somebody from primary 3, and just be doing what you want to do. I wrote special advisor, media and public communication to President of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu. That's what he wrote on it. So, and this is what this someone who is supposed to be special advisor. So it's not even senior special advisor, it's just special. They say, you can do president and still do minister, so you can do minister and do SHO. That's what he put out there. The first thing, let me see what was he doing that I saw that actually done. I think I copied. Did I not copy that thing down? I thought I did, but I can't see it right now. The first comment that I have seen on that particular thing, just to go in and see a lot of comments that people did. Concerned citizens said, if only Nigeria had our own media team rather than copying the homework of India's team, laziness, anyhowness, incompetence, we may never know. What we know, however, is that this is embarrassing. Voice over the PMs very embarrassing. Every the voice over, they're speaking in India. That's what you can go and do your own. And not do that. Even if you didn't do your own, you didn't see anything wrong in sharing it. When you were going to share it, there was something that said to you, this, because I expect that when you have someone like your principal, all you're always thinking about is that person's brand. How do we make this brand? How do we make it not diminish? Sometimes you have to fight your principal to protect his brand from himself or herself. That's how much when you're working, that's what you're supposed to do. Not to be doing yes sir, be saying what the person wants to hear, doing everything that the person wants to hear. You must protect the person for anything yourself. You must make sure that the person is always shining, not coming down. But hey. If not be there, and I would have said that more they give Tinubu scatter everything, scatter everything. Everything when you're going to scatter that, because the people and everything scatter.
Okay, this is the automatic course creator, and if you are looking for the fastest and most affordable way to launch your first or next course, high ticket offer, or online business, You do not want to miss this video. Why? Because what I'm about to show you just might be the greatest breakthrough in digital marketing history. The GrowthWorks Course Creator combines your knowledge and expertise with the latest AI technology and the same proprietary systems that we've used to help over 40,000 course creators, coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs launch awesome online businesses over the last decade. It's also the same technology we've used to sell over $12 million of our courses and coaching programs. If you have ever sat down and tried to create your own course, coaching offer, or digital product, you're familiar with these course creation problems. The first is you get way stuck and overwhelmed just to turn your idea or expertise into a live product. Second, spending weeks or even months in some cases, I've actually seen years, staring at a blank screen, trying to create copy and content before you can even launch. And finally, all the marketing stuff, struggling to create a message and offer that stands out in a red ocean of competition. Let's face it, the best offer in the world is worthless if no one shows up and actually buys your product. Have you ever found yourself spending days or weeks staring at a blank screen, feeling totally stuck, wondering if you'll ever actually launch or sell your digital product? You ever had imposter syndrome or wondering if it's ever going to work? You found yourself wasting tons of time and money on confusing courses, tools, and gurus and all the yucky stuff out there. And the bottom line is, I know I've been here, if you wanted to quit or maybe even do this.
Then this one say, and somebody Suleiman Sukani say, please show the president's media team the timeline of India's prime minister since his visit. The man keeps dropping hits back to back. Our team can do the thing. They should take you from the visit in Nigeria. There are people that can, you don't even need. When we did the Olympian Partners campaign, as soon as you have done campaign, before you start, they drop teasers. You see them out there. There are lots of people that can do it, very competent people that can do this, and they will do it so very well. And they want psychopaths that will be kissing their ring. Those competent ones will not kiss anybody's because they know they are employable everywhere. They are not looking, hunger know they worry them. They are employable. Most of these ones that other than those, it is those government crumbs that they need. They need to maintain their lifestyle. People will be living lifestyle way past their own. This one's a bunch of idiots on monthly salaries doing nothing. Well, that's just definition. That's why you saw the other one. That's why you saw the other one. Somebody sitting behind you, just sitting there, just the other one. You want to sitting behind the India Prime Minister, writing things down. And then after when they finish, they go and do national prayer and say things should work. This one say one man like 1 billion say useless special advisor. You cannot advise your principals to buy cameras for your media team. 14 advisors on media and you are all. I'm reading the word, but it's so annoying. I for me honestly, on a more serious note, I'm on this thing. I'm not even going to blame Tinubu for this thing. It's the people, it's this media advisor because someone like that, they should know better than do something like that. And he has a lot of, there are so many people who are doing this media, yet everything is there. We blame Tinubu on this. But this one, I'm not even going to take it as fast. They won't tell me they don't have camera. They won't tell me they don't have, even if they don't have camera, they have their phones. You can have people there, go and use your phones to do something and bring it up. They have media people following them up and down. Those state house media, you can get them to do something and quickly edit and put something out for you. Yeah, wow. Then if David said you should be ashamed, a visiting media team best you to your job and you are not even posting content created by them. Do you even know how they piece those videos and images together? Do you care? Do you understand it is required of you? Can you trust yourself to give it a try? I think this was really, you could see, you could just see the frustration in this person. Tired. You know, sister, you're supposed to do that. There's something they call copy and paste. Me and to see me like this, I'm very good at copying. I tell you, if I will do so, there's something I don't know how to do. I'm going to sit down, I will watch you, I will learn. By the time I'm doing it the next time, you will think I'm the one that I taught. If I see there are certain things that someone is, oh, this thing needs to be, I will replicate it, I will do it and improve it. I don't know why people can't think in this way. People can't think of how do you do this thing, how do you do whatever work you do, how do you do it better, how do you be the best at it, how do you ensure that whatever they do, they must come to you to ask because you have the knowledge, the skills, and everything to do the work. People don't think about this thing. You just say that it's to get that special advisor to put it on their Twitter bio, special advisor to, and then they can enter villa. That's it, they are the corridor of power. Power will be the way they don't listen. They don't be think of people by the side, cross by the side. They don't even respond with them. Even what they happen, my friend, they tell them. Some of them now if struggle, if struggle gets one thing, you rush on media, computer, so that media talk say them and them. And then thank you, Johnny, for watching. Bye bye.
Excuse me, can you tell me where the train station is located?
Извините, вы можете сказать мне, где находится железнодорожный вокзал?
Железнодорожная станция находится через 300 метров вправо.
The train station is 300 meters on the right.
Thank you so much for your help today.
Большое спасибо за вашу помощь.
Пожалуйста, хорошего дня.
Thank you. Have a good day. Excuse me. Do you know how long the trip takes to get to Golden Lake?
¿Sabe cuánto dura el trayecto hasta el lago Golden?
Aproximadamente 30 minutos. ¿Es la primera vez que va?
About 30 minutes. Are you visiting for the first time?
Yeah, it's my first time visiting. I'm really excited, so thanks for your help.
Sí, es la primera vez que visito. Gracias por tu ayuda.
Pásalo bien. De nada.
Hello, can you help me, please?
Bonjour, pouvez-vous m'aider s'il vous plaît?
Oui, comment pourrais-je vous aider?
Yes, how can I help you?
What's the Wi-Fi password here?
Quel est le mot de passe Wi-Fi?
Vous trouverez le mot de passe Wi-Fi en bas du menu.
You will find the Wi-Fi password at the bottom of the menu.
Hello, I have a room reservation under the name Johnson.
Hola, tengo una reserva a nombre de Johnson.
Bienvenido, señor Johnson. Déjeme que lo compruebe.
Welcome, Mr. Johnson. Let me check.
Sí, aquí tenemos su reserva. ¿Puedo ayudarle en algo más?
Yes, we have your reservation. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Yes, is it possible I can upgrade the room to something with a nice view?
Sí, habría posibilidad de disponer de una habitación mejor, que tenga buenas vistas.
Sí, tenemos una suite con vistas preciosas por 30 euros más por noche. ¿La quiere?
Yes, we have a suite with a beautiful view available for an additional 30 euros per night. Would you like to upgrade?
That's perfect. I'll take it, okay?
Perfecto. Me lo llevo.
Perfecto.
Join me. Can you take me to the airport, please?
Könnten Sie mich bitte zum Flughafen bringen?
Sure. Come. Excuse me. Do you know when the boarding starts for flight DL450 to London?
Verzeihung, wissen Sie, wann das Boarding für den Flug DL 450 nach London beginnt?
Ah ja, das Onboarding beginnt in 45 Minuten.
Boarding starts in 45 minutes.
Thanks very much. Bitteschön.
The actions of continuing to troll the statement by Nigeria's former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, retired, and the country's civil war of 1967 to 1970 was fought to keep the country together and not a question of defeating any part of the country. He made the statement in commemoration of his 90th birthday, which was celebrated by dignitaries and political bigwigs across the country. Speaking at the birthday Thanksgiving service held in his honor at the National Christian Center in Abuja, the ones that the war was fought to unite the country as one entity and ensure the reintegration of the eastern region with the rest of the country. Well, for this conversation, we now turn to Kenneth Okonkwo, a lawyer and politician. He will examine whether the purpose of fighting the Civil War has been achieved 54 years after it ended. How truly united is Nigeria now? What are the headwinds against Nigeria's unity, and does the national rally its people towards a united country? Good to have you again on Arise News. Thanks for joining us on Newsday.
This one could be quietly killing your channel and you not even know it. The first is 16.
Jalen Carter walked down the busy street, his breath coming out in frosty puffs.
Being an idiot like you knows how to do properly. I don't understand how such a prestigious boutique allows someone like you to be here at the entrance.
All right, miss, please go ahead. I apologize.
I'm not asking for your... for your permission.
Good afternoon, miss. How can I assist you?
Well, first of all, let me talk to the owners of this prestigious boutique to have the cleaning staff changed. I don't know why they take liberties that don't belong to them.
Oh, you're mistaken. The thing is, he is
a filthy and audacious person who doesn't know their place. Are you going to defend him too?
No. What's happening is the customer is always right.
Finally, someone with common sense here. Anyway, I'm here to pick up this dress.
The dress by designer Luciana Cajiola.
That's right. I have a very important event, and I need to look sensational, radiant.
I don't know if you're aware that the designer has only one piece per dress. That makes the dress quite
expensive. Did I ask about the price? I want it, and that's it. Seriously, you don't know how to treat customers of my caliber in this place. Come on, get the dress. I want to try it on.
Wow, miss, you look amazing.
Of course, I look amazing in everything.
You look really good.
You again. Why aren't you cleaning the windows? You're in a fitting room. Get out.
Miss, with all due respect, my job is not just cleaning the windows. Besides, anyone can enter this area if they wish.
Seriously, you're being annoying. I need my space. I want to try on the dress before buying it. If you don't leave, I'll have to go.
Excuse me, miss.
Pack it up. I'm taking it with me.
I'm sorry, miss. You can't take it right now. I need to make some fittings to it.
All right. When can I come for it?
Tomorrow at 5.
Perfect. I'll come tomorrow at 5 then. And please make sure the cleaning guy isn't around. I really don't like seeing him and having him in front of me.
Yes, miss.
Excuse me, when are you going to see them better?
No, I just came here to look. My girlfriend is graduating from college, and, well, she told me there was a dress she really liked here, so I came to see it.
May I know which one it is?
Yeah, you just posted it on your page. It's this one.
I thought so. Every time Miss Luciana Cajiola releases a new dress, everyone comes for it, but its price is very high.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's why I just came to look. Maybe I'll buy a cheaper one.
Why not come in? I mean, we have nothing to lose.
Well, you're right. Thanks. Kind of you.
At your service.
Hello, welcome. How can I help you?
Yeah, the thing is, my girlfriend is graduating soon, and I was looking for a dress that she really liked.
Of course. Do you have a photo of the dress?
Yes, this is it.
I'm so sorry. That dress is very reserved. Besides, it's so exclusive and there's only one piece.
Okay, so it's very expensive.
Come in. Don't miss the chance to see it.
All right. Wow, it really is beautiful. My girlfriend would look amazing in it.
Did you really like it that much, sir?
Yeah, it's beautiful. And besides, it would be amazing to buy the dress my girlfriend wants. Exactly the one she wants.
Bonjour, bienvenue sur la chaîne Larry Conseil Magda. Vous êtes de plus en plus nombreux à vous être abonnés à cette chaîne, ça fait plaisir. Et aujourd'hui, c'est l'occasion pour moi de vous partager.
Well, look, let's do something. You and I can talk to the bosses about your situation, and maybe we can see if we can get you a discount. What do you think?
Really? Thank you so much, but I think that no matter how much of a discount you give me, I won't be able to afford it.
Don't worry. Come tomorrow at 5 in the evening. And we'll see what we can do. Anything is possible.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll be here.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Seriously, thank you.
Mr. Ricardo, why are you acting like this? Why don't you tell the customers that you're the owner? Besides, the young lady already tried on the dress. You just come in at that time.
I know, but from time to time, it's good to teach people a lesson. And if I can do it in a nice and a polite way, I don't see anything wrong with it. Please don't make any adjustments to this dress until I authorize it, okay?
All right, Mr. Ricardo.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Now you? But it's not the cleaning person, it's the poor guy who has no business being here. You know this place is only for expensive dresses, right? Anyway.
Here's your dress, young man.
I see it. I can only imagine my girlfriend wearing it.
Well, you'll just have to keep dreaming, my dear. You know this dress is mine, right?
Allow me to correct you, miss. The dress belongs to the young man. It's for his girlfriend.
What do you mean, the young man? I reserved it in advance. It's mine. Don't talk nonsense.
Allow me to correct you, miss. You didn't reserve it. You only tried it on. Besides, you both agreed to come at the same time. I'm just following instructions.
Instructions? From who? Who do you think you are to do this to me?
Still being rude, miss? Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Ricardo, owner of the most prestigious boutique in the city. And I would love to see his girlfriend in this dress, not a young lady as arrogant and ill-manners.
Hey, but you can't do this to me. I already told all my friends that I was going to buy this dress. Besides, that's the one that I want to wear.
I'm sorry, miss. I'll kindly ask you to leave the store.
I'm going to ruin your reputation with all of my friends. For you, let's see how you'll pay for that dress, because it looks like you don't have a penny, you starving loser.
Sir, forgive me. I really appreciate it, but I don't have that kind of money. And the young lady's right. I only came to see if I could get a discount or something. Truth is that...
Don't worry about that. She has instructions to assist you. Excuse me, I'll leave you.
Thank you.
That's right. This dress is for your girlfriend. It's a courtesy from the boutique. Whenever she's ready, she can go for some adjustments.
Really? Thank you very much. I truly appreciate it.
Yes,
Of course, I'll be here. In fact, I'm going to head there now, and I'll be back in a minute. Thank you. Really. Excuse me.
How do I look? Do I look pretty?
Pretty? No, my love. You look beautiful.
I love you so much. You're a wonderful boyfriend. You have no idea how happy you make me. But are you sure you want to buy it from me? It's too expensive.
My love, don't worry about the money. What matters is that you look like a princess on your special day.
You know what? No, honey, I can't accept it. It's too expensive.
My love, don't say that. This is your dress.
I think you finally got the dress on. Did you like it?
Did I like it? I love this dress. It's beautiful. But I'm not taking it.
And why not?
The price is too high and I don't want to make my boyfriend spend so much.
Miss, I don't know if they told you, but the dress is a courtesy from the boutique. It's for you and your boyfriend.
What? How? Why? I can't believe it.
Let me explain this. When you're grateful and humble in life, life itself takes care of rewarding all the efforts you've made. Plus, we should never forget that life takes many turns, and you never know where you'll end up. So, my friend, never stop being like that. Miss, enjoy your dress.
You have no idea how much we appreciate this beautiful gesture.
You have nothing to thank. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much, Roberto. I wish you the best.
Excuse me.
I'm back. Guys, I just got my 4,000 watch hours using Restream. Using Restream is going to get you demonetized. Stop using Restream. Use Restream. Everybody is just arguing. Like, if you're on the streets of YouTube, like, if you're in this creator streets of YouTube and you watch a lot of videos like this, you're going to be seeing this one say, use it. This one say, don't use it. This one say, it's bad.
Thank you very much for joining me, viewers and subscribers. Now that a big court in the Federal Capital Territory has just nullified the judgment that was passed by a very corrupt Federal High Court controlled by Nyesom Wike to stop the River State local government elections from holding. Remember, a few days to that election, there was a judgment from Justice Lifu.
The main purpose of government is to the welfare of its citizens. It's there in our constitution. We cannot change it.
Stand up straight. Hey.
That Nigerians come to my head before this man kills me. Come on, I am there. This picture you are seeing at the background of the screen is the picture of my former pastor. His name is Bishop John Michael Clinton. He defrauded me of 18 million naira. He said I should come and buy land. That he has a vast land available. So I spoke to my son overseas. And the boy got 18 million naira. When the boy was paying this money, I used to ask him, sir, where is this property? And this man will only reply to me, sir,
Serious condolences as not a former president, but just as a father, someone who cares. I believe Donald Trump needs to be back in office. I can at least know that my next child will be safe in this country.
Aware of the brewing storm, a black SUV.
Good afternoon, guys, and thanks for joining me this afternoon. So yesterday, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi was invited to be the keynote.
What if the person you treated like dirt held the power to change your entire future? Jeff Matthews was about to find out the hard way. At SpinTech, where suits ruled and cleaners were invisible.
Social media is entering a brand new era.
Beginning of a new era. It's a new era with regard to social media, and it's just something that we have to adapt to and accept.
But the good news is there are a bunch of new ways to win that weren't possible before. I know this because I spend all day on the cutting edge of content, marketing, and distribution. And I'm starting to reach. In the last 28 days, I generated 88 million views. And I'm starting to see things that are not obvious to the average person and are massive, massive opportunities. So in this video, I'm going to walk through the 6 biggest social media trends for the companies that I see as massive gold mines. And trust me when I say this is where all the money is going to be made. You don't want to pay attention.
Hello? Yeah. Yes, good morning. Oh, okay then. Foyer. Okay, for the command. Okay, the come. Foyer formally. Maybe that one. Yeah, for the other side of the road. For the, okay. Oh, okay then, okay, yeah, I dey come. Okay. And the music is everywhere. Mais impossible.
Hey, did you people see what happened? You know, when you were talking about all this story about Wike getting drunk, Wike drinking, always drunk, always drinking, people were talking at reports, and we said, it's banter, when you have to exchange words. Actually, the Kano came out to say that Wike was called to the bar, then he used that as an excuse to just be getting, it's just banter and stuff like that. Out of this thing, all for I don't even know what to. I don't even know what to put on the show. To see the video, that has come out of when Wiki went to go and welcome, what's his name now, Prime Minister of India, Modi, and the way he just brushed the guy aside. You won't fall and down. Yeah. Remember they said this thing about there was also a report that Wiki has been back from the big state house or villa or something for the kind of conduct he had, when he went to receive the Prime Minister of India. And so the video came out and so just imagine. So I didn't even understand what was that all about. Couldn't you wait, allow him to pass? So the answer you even have to enter between him and his security, and it's just something else. There was someone that said that the Wiki is lucky that it's not like the American president that tried to push off like that or their wife that they fulfill it that become story, this is somewhere like in short, yeah. I don't even know what to think of. Man, this video is just what was it? What is it that I was even see the work that so what is it that I was worried to? Except first of all, the way he was about to this we can hear the always take that. There's a particular video of his where Tinubu was coming back from somewhere, as usual, going again to all lined up to go and work on him. And then you see him almost as if he wants to use his head to use the chest. He wants to use his head to hit the floor. It's just saying this one. You bow to him, and then is it so much in your worry that you couldn't wait for him to enter? Just wait by his side. So they say you have to enter in between brush, put your hand in your pocket, and what's working. So I don't even understand. So when you're going for this kind of thing, even if you don't know how everything is, of course, then it doesn't take much from you. Ask people already, but the people who are used to protocol, ask them, say, okay, how do I do this thing? Maybe if I've never received a head of state before, how is the session? What are the things I need to do? And even if you feel like you can't even ask people, you can easily go on Google, go on YouTube, go and put it down. You will see there'll be something to tell you this is what to do. If you can't even do that, matter, go to on your WhatsApp at the top, there is an AI, this is there. Ask it the question, how do you receive, head of states and stuff like that? But this whole embarrassment and so, but anyway, so what am I even talking? Even the Tinubu said, is he not an embarrassment? So what is it actually, that I'm talking about here? Just seeing how that whole, I'm just trying to see some of the comments, that people had over that whole, this whole situation that had gone on. Then this one says, Can you for a second imagine how life would have been if UK was not educated? Just no etiquette, no manners, nothing. Just read the elections and bring 50 years old whiskey. That's all. And then someone said, Booker, so this is the video that exposed the state of Wiki's drunkenness during the Indian Prime Minister's visit. And as small, Wiki would have fallen our guest. No matter the presidency felt embarrassed and bad declaration from entering villa must he take his 40-year-old whiskey before going to work? So this is somebody called Bukos at Tenibe Kilo 202. Then let's go to more comments. I mean, it just says a lot, honestly. Just looking at this, it's just hard. This one say, watch how drunk Wiki breach protocol and the security of the visiting Indian Prime Minister. Even when he was working initially, as if he was even the one ahead. I don't know whether, yeah, he was the one ahead. I'm looking at the video right now. He was the one ahead of the Prime Minister. And then when they almost got to that, he now waited. The Prime Minister now has waited him. And then just wait for the few seconds, then the guy go. He just came around. Almost sort of like banked him. And see what they did to carry him. Carry and drag him to it. And so somebody says, Bob, he says, so what's wrong in this video? Are you guys okay? So that's all this particularly this person doesn't see anything wrong with the video. Then Budino replied him, someone called on Dino say, if you can't say what is wrong with that video, I can't help you in either. Then another one, every man say you're clearly blind. So when in fairness to me, there are some people who might not understand that there's a certain way that protocol that is done with the head of state and something like that. So you see from let me go and look for this one says Mayego Diary Politico. Oh no, it just went off when I was trying to I actually wanted to I just hit a button or something and that one just went off. I just wanted to see what this particular person was saying. And so okay, it was this one, Jackson is damn lucky. If he had walked disoriented like this around a US president and shoved him, he would have lost his life. If Biden or Trump ever visit Nigeria, a drunk like Wiki should not be named, otherwise the headline would be different. Anyway, let us allow the Port Harcourt whiskey boy to drink on. I don't understand what this reference about whiskey is. Is it that Wiki made reference that he used to drink 40-year-old whiskey or 50-year-old? Is that why they are making this way? Because there's too much talk about the 40-year-old whiskey and 50-year-old whiskey. Then let me just give for it is any. Oh my goodness, it's really just so funny. Some of the things that are out there. Anyway, this was the head minister SCT Wiki. I mean, it's some weekend, so they put end of this. So I'm sure he's putting it in case there's any, legal something or whatever. Every day goes in the same new drama, reducing legitimate administration. Thank you so much for watching.
Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has expressed hope that Finland will extradite the factional leader of the indigenous peoples of Biafra, IPOB, Simon Ekpa, to Nigeria to face justice following his arrest. The Finnish National Bureau of Investigation said Ekpa was remanded on suspicion of public exhortation for an offense committed with terrorist intent. He is charged alongside 4 others. Ekpa has been a strong proponent of sit-at-home directives in the southeastern states, despite the mainstream leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra suspending the exercise. In a statement, the Director of Defense Media Operations called for EPA to be brought to Nigeria for trial. The Finnish Central Criminal Police confirmed the arrest in the statement on Thursday, noting that the other suspects were apprehended for allegedly financing terrorist activities. Joining us now as we look at possible extradition and other legal issues on the arrest is Vince Nyekudu, a former British police officer and national security risk strategist. He's joined by Chukuma Iziala, a lawyer. Gentlemen, good morning and thank you very much for joining us. Well, just to set the ball rolling, I would like to ask both of you, what's your take in this matter? IPOB, speaking again and again through Emma Powerful, says IPOB is not part of a sit-at-home protest, that they are not part of it. Simon Ekpa, who is described as a factional leader of IPOB, in 2023 said Igbos should not go out to vote, that there should be no election in the Southeast. Nigeria, moved in then and said the Finnish government should help us out. Well, this time around, he's now been arrested, we're told, by the Finnish investigation department, in issues relating to terrorism and conspiracy and all of that. What do you think? Chief of Defense Staff wants him extradited to Nigeria so that Nigeria.
The ones where they don't treat their finish.
Nobody should stay outside and be throwing stones into Nigeria. Well, is he guilty as charged? Let's start with you, with us, Vince, here in the studio with us. And then we'll go to Abuja and talk to, the lawyer. Or am I mixing things up?
Anyway, I am a lawyer.
Okay, you are a lawyer.
Yes, so,
very good.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Abati, for this wonderful opportunity and to all of you here. Number one is, this is not a court of law to say whether EPA is guilty or not guilty. What he's being charged for is terrorism, or what he's arrested for is terrorism, this time international terrorism. And the question becomes, is it an issue in which he can be extradited to Nigeria? Nigeria has made the complaint, terrorism for us all is an international crime. And if it is an international crime, by the Rome Statute, all countries must cooperate in the punishment, in the arrest, punishment, and prevention of terrorism. All countries that are signatory to the Rome Statute. Yes, all countries that are signatory to the Rome Statute. And in this case, Nigeria is a signatory to the Rome Statute, and Finland is also a signatory to the Rome Statute. So, under that, he can be tried in Nigeria. He can also be tried even in Finland. Now, the question becomes, should he be extradited? Do we have because for you to extradite, usually there should be a bilateral agreement. And from all indication, Nigeria do not have a bilateral agreement with Finland. However, since it's an international crime, he can still be extradited to Nigeria based on the international conventions and the Rome Statute. So, but it's a question of also what will be the conditions? The conditions will now be onerous. Can Nigeria satisfy the requirements of extraditing one to Nigeria without having a bilateral agreement with Finland? So this is where we are. Going into the accusations against him, we're from Nigeria. Some of us are from the Southeast, and we know that the act of terrorism, which involves instilling fear on civilian population to achieve a political goal, because you must understand what is the meaning of terrorism. By using unconventional means to instill fear that will assist us to solve that.
Very good. Well, let's go to Vince Onyekuru in our Abuja studio. Vince, thank you very much for joining us. Your take on this Simon Ekpa case.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Nigerians. First and foremost, the Nigerian, nothing more, nothing less. Properly speaking, the Finnish authorities have done their due diligence and they have reasonable grounds to arrest Mr. Simon Ekpa. And in that arrest, they follow due diligence to now charge him based on the information we are getting. Obviously, we still have a lot of work to do for clarifications, to authenticate all these informations. Now, with that due diligence done, it's now meant for the law court in Finland to now look into the request by the Chief of Defense Staff to extradite Simon Ekpa to Nigeria. Professionally speaking, the chances are possible to extradite Simon Ekpa to Nigeria. However, in my opinion, it's almost impossible, though it's not 100% impossible, because one, there is no extradition treaty between Finland and Nigeria. Number two, the Finnish authorities have every right to take him to court to answer to the charges against him, and that is perfect, that is due diligence. And afterwards, don't forget the CJEU, the Criminal Justice of the European Union, also have a right under the European human rights to also test if he's suitable to be extradited to Nigeria based on one, the charges against him, and number two, the fundamentals, because he has to defend himself in a court of law. You cannot just bring charges without him answering in response to the reasons why A is inciting violence, to the fundamentals why he thinks there's a reason for him to request for self-determination for the people of Biafra. The Criminal Court of Justice of the European Union has to check if they believe in self-determination. They have to check if they believe in human rights abuses, because bringing that man to Nigeria is a great idea, but I'm not sure that the Chief of Defense Staff should go home and relax and sleep, because they have to consider the human rights records in Nigeria as a country. Obviously, we are all Nigerians. We know our human rights records. There is nothing to boast about. And in the instances like people that have disappeared in Nigeria, off my head, Daddy Yatta is still being looked for. Nobody has seen him for years. The people that participated in the so-called NSAS protest, many of them, after the panel, no human rights justice for them. The people that were involved in the End Bad Governance protest, no human rights for them. Even last week, we saw the human abuse of a couple by an Army general. Up to today, we are still hearing. Or about politicians who believe they can buy the justice system in Nigeria, or politicians who believe they can buy vehicles, build houses for justices. So obviously, we have to understand that Simon Ekpa has to answer to his charges against him. I think that's due diligence to do, and I support that. However, we have to also ask ourselves, can the Finnish authorities, if they want to copy what we do in Nigeria, example, Simon Ekpa is a politician in Finland today. He joined politics in 2017 and is a member of the National Coalition Party, the ruling party in Finland today. They won their national elections in February this year, and they have a president of the country. Simon Ekpa also served the country as an army officer. Now, if you look at this human rights records in Nigeria, what Nigerian politicians have done about justice in Nigeria, do you think the National Coalition Party of Finland will feel comfortable to extradite Simon Ekpa to Nigeria based on zero extradition treaty between Nigeria and Finland, and based on human rights of Nigeria in general? So I think the right thing has been done. But in conclusion, sir, I think Nigeria also has to copy from Finland to know that due diligence matters. due
All right,
diligence space,
Mr. Onyekwelu.
where people can buy justices.
All right, Mr. Onyekwelu, thank you so much for your input. I'll come back to you here in the studio. Of course, there's now an issue of financing terrorism as well. When you go onto social media, all you have to do is go through, especially Simon Ekpa's own social media. He used to go live regularly, and during his live sessions, people would come and donate money, and he raised a substantial amount of money. My question is, these ordinary people, whether they be in Nigeria or elsewhere around the world, do they now become implicated in finance terrorism as well? Should they be worried if somebody tuned into Simon Ekpa live on X or Twitter and they sent $2 to his PayPal? Do these people all become part of this bigger case now?
Yes, it's very possible that they can become part of the bigger case, depending on the conditions upon which they are doing. If, for instance, somebody is committing or is suspected or is committing a crime, and you join that person to prosecute it, to finance it, certainly you are likely going to go in for it. A crime is a crime. Remember, we also have issues of maybe receiving stolen properties or being part of it in any way where you are active in supporting an unjust cause or supporting terrorism. You become part of it, except you have what you may call a defense, saying that you do not know. But then that defense may not be so easy and available to you. I think, but remember, all these are issues of evidence. So it depends what evidence can you bring. I agree with my colleague who said it will be a tall work for Nigeria. I do not know why it's the Ministry of Defense that is taking this up. I think the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation assembling good international lawyers who will understand the type of evidence. Because since we don't have the bilateral treaty, it means we need to satisfy Finland or Finnish government that what someone is doing in their country, one, is a crime in their own country, is also a crime in Nigeria, as well as an international crime. So by the time you bring all this evidence and you bring those that are supporting that same crime, it becomes easier to say he can be tried. You raise issues of human rights in Nigeria. If Finnish government feels that Nigeria does not respect human rights, it may be difficult for Finnish government to also agree to extradite him to Nigeria. So these are very important.
Okay, but there was a difficulty with the time Nnamdi Kanu was in the UK. There have been a lot of calls by Nigeria as a government to extradite Nnamdi Kanu, but it didn't happen all through that period, except then the Kenyan situation happened and they went to pick him up. So that's one, just to be able to bolster the point you made. The second point I'm going to ask is, will these arrests bring peace in the Southeast? And this question is for both of you, because I am sick and tired of the insecurity and the killing, the loss of life and property, the loss of businesses. And I do not feel anybody, we all understand that there's been massive marginalization in this country, which we do not support in any way, shape, or form. And that's a clarion call on the politicians to fix that status quo. But that's not worth the lives of the people you claim you're fighting for being killed and their businesses being destroyed. Will this bring about peace?
Unfortunately, this has taken some time. When Nnamdi started, he had disciples. Also, this time around, Simon Ekpa had disciples. So it's a question of the government trying to identify the disciples in the Southeast. Because if you don't identify them and dislodge them, it may even get worse.
So they've been trying to dislodge them all this while. It's never worked.
The government doesn't seem to be very sincere and competently handling it. There's the issue of sincerity of purpose. There's also issue of competence in the handling of the matters. What we see in Nigeria is a security intelligence reports are not usually, adhered to. So government must, at this stage, because the arrest of Simon Ekpa may relatively reduce the amount of money being spent in the funding of that aspect.
Do you have empirical evidence that Simon Ekpa funds what is happening in the Southeast?
I'm not a security person.
No, that's why I'm asking. So you said they relatively reduced the funding of what is it. So it was based on what you said, and I've asked you that question. That do you have empirical, or is there any empirical evidence that the money he gets, he funds the people on ground in the Southeast? I'm going to come to you, a top police cop in the UK. Is this going to bring peace to the Southeast?
Thank you so much for that question. Obviously, I'll pick up something before I answer that question. I'll pick up something you said about the issue of marginalization in Nigeria. And I think, coming from a professional like you, I cherish that because that is the gospel truth. And if it's going to bring peace, the arrest of Simon Ekpa, honestly, what will bring more peace in the Southeast